Okay, after that discussion on the security features of Ansible Vault, now we will move on and discuss some key Ansible modules. As you already know, Ansible's real power comes from the collection of modules it ships with. We use modules to perform tasks such as installing a package, restarting a service, or copying a configuration file. And the amazing thing is that more and more modules are being added by the community on a regular basis. Also, you are free to develop and contribute your own modules for Ansible. Some of the common modules that we generally use in real-world Ansible playbooks are Setup module, File module, Yum module, Apt module, Service module, Copy module, User module, Command module. We have already seen the usage of most of these modules during the past playbook discussions, but let's review some of them. So let's begin our discussion with the first one among the list, that is Setup module. We have already discussed the Setup module in previous sessions. It is used to gather facts and information about the target hosts. This module is used to collect the details about the operating system, the hardware, number of CPUs, the memory usage, and hardware components, and many software components like operating system installed, kernel version, etc. Let's go to the terminal and understand its usage. Here we are in the terminal window. First, we are going to ping all our hosts. For that, let's execute Ansible-m ping all. Okay, it looks like everything is set up correctly and we are able to ping our hosts. Let's move forward now. Execute Ansible node 01-m setup. We just executed -m setup on this particular host. And in response, these are the facts we got about our node. We have already reviewed these facts during our previous demos. So here, each and every value is a variable which can be used in our Ansible playbooks based on which we can decide to act. For example, based on the OS family, we can specify whether we want to install HTTPD or Apache. For instance, on a CentOS or Red Hat target host, we will install the compatible HTTPD service, whereas on a Debian-based Linux distribution, we have to use Apache 2 package for installing the web server. So in such use cases, we will be using these Ansible facts and values to take a decision. We can then wrap them up with loops, conditions, and other constructs we just learned about in previous modules. Setup module is a vitally important module for these types of decisions, which we generally need to make in real-world Ansible projects. Now, let's move on to the File module and understand what operations can be carried out by the File module. Let's navigate to the terminal. First and foremost, let's review the documentation for Ansible File module. Execute Ansible-doc file. Okay, so the documentation tells us that the File module is used to create a file, set file attributes, etc. on the remote host. It can work with both files and directories. Now let's look at what the mandatory arguments it needs are. Okay, so here the mandatory argument is a path, and this path specifies the source file which is being managed by the File module. And here is an example. So what this specific module command will do is to ensure that this particular file /etc/foo.conf is in our defined state. Here, they are just changing the permissions on the file and ensuring the user and group are specific user and group respectively. So here there is no new file being created, rather an existing file is being managed. In the other example, here a symbolic link is being created. The source file is src equals file/2/link/2, which is being linked to dest equals /path/2/symlink. This example is also setting the owner and the group of the file. And for state, it is specifying a value of link, which creates a symlink. And here is a cool example where it is using a loop to create links between multiple files. So here, X will be linked to Y, and so on. So this module is very useful for managing the files and any type of I/O operations. We can use it to delete files, or we can use it to create them, and also we can use it to change the attributes of the files. Here, basically, this module exposes most of the I/O commands and options which we are used to on a regular Linux host. For example, here there is a recurse option, which we can use to do things recursively. Suppose we are changing the ownership of the folder, and we also want to change all the files inside the folder, which may include subfolders, files, etc. For that, we can use the recurse option.